second part of the video, because that one was, well, too big. Let's start with like 25 books to go or something like that. The Arrival, Annihilation Book 1. I started talking in the last videos, but it got cut because of the 30-minute mark. It's the first book in the series. Next two books I'm going to read it in the next few months. Let's see. This one got, what? I don't remember what I rated this, but it was around 70 something. You've got here am I mistaken? Sorry, nice. Yeah, so Sigvald, Warhammer Fantasy, I gave it a 78 out of 100, so another one dealing with the heroes, well, in this case anti-hero among the Warhammer stuff. What We Remained by Jacqueline Drucker. Again, I already spoke with her about her last video. This is another post-apocalyptic book. The Refuge, 55 out of 100, and it is Jeremy Robinson's book. These are 5 novellas with several different authors. Jeremy Robinson, I guess he wrote all of them, but with other authors. Some of the stories was written with other authors. Then Uncanny Valley, another Jeffrey Thomas books. Again, as I spoke, very small, very fast pace to read. 75, the Onji Murders. This is by a Japanese author. It's the first book on the series, like a mystery novel. Again, pretty good. I really enjoyed these books. I have like 7 or 8 to read. Empty Earth, Jacqueline Drucker, another post-apocalyptic novel. This is my first book by her. Really enjoyed. Not much I can tell you. It follows a woman in a world that nobody is there. Well, some people are, because she started talking to them, and then stuff went sideways. That part of the sideways I didn't enjoy as much as I hoped. Among Us, 75, Jacqueline Drucker, another book written by her. This one is also very interesting about the plague. Red Line, 75, Jacqueline Drucker, another post-apocalyptic novel. All of them are pretty standard, good, fast paced. You can read this in one day without any doubt. This one follows a train driver as she tries to survive on this world with zombies. Alien Space Tentacle Porn by Peter Condron, one of my favorite discoveries this year. This guy, I read this one. I read another 2. I don't remember if I read this year or last year, but next year I bought and going to read 1 per month. 12 books. It's a first discovery of how humanity will deal with discovering other species from other worlds, and each book is different, but with that premise. Spiral Dawn, Cult of Spiral Dawn by Peter Ferrari, another 75. Again, I guess this is the rating I give to middle. Enjoyed, didn't love it, but I mean, I enjoyed my time spending there. That I guess from 70 onwards would say these are the books that I would advise to someone, or maybe if they talk, okay, I want to read this particular type, I would in my mind discover this type of books. Slattery Falls, the first book and the best one of the 3. The Vagrant by Peter Newman, the first book in a trilogy. I'm going to read the next 2 in next year. I did enjoy it a lot. My problem with it is it took too much time to read it. I could have read it in 5 days or 4 or something like that, and I ended up reading in 3 months I stopped and I started, and that took me some enjoyment out of it. Upgrade 77 by Blake Crouch. Very cool story about a thriller, medical thriller, if you kind of call it that, of people being different, and haste upgrade, that does the upgrade, and how humanity will deal with it. Very cool. The Halloween no, sorry, this one. Jeremy Bates, Helltown, horror stuff, really good. A book set in the 80s, and it has a good story, and one that I would probably gonna read and buy more books by him. Really enjoyed. 80, so four stars. Louis L'Amour, 78, Tall Stranger, another okay story. I have got all of them and probably read a couple of more next year. Torn Edge, which is 76 by Tim Kingfisher. I read this in one day, better than the last one I read for her, but I did enjoy the books, but she's an author not for me, and I will not buying more of her books. Darknet by John R. Little, and thriller novel about the dark web and how the story has a good twitch. I really enjoyed. I will probably buy a couple more books by him the next few years. And finally, we are entering the 80s, the group that have 80 or plus, the Halloween Store by Ronald Kelly. I have got a lot of books by him, and I really love all of these stories. Pretty good. I will advise this to anyone who wants to read a short story collection in the Halloween time. Sorry. Yeah, the 80s start here. Sex Slaves of the Dragon Tongue by F. Paul Wilson. Really good pulp fiction novel by him. Another author this year. I'm going to read more books. The first book in the Glen novel series, Toreador. I really enjoyed this series so much that I end up buying all 13. Probably some kind of, well, I should have not done it, I think, but I did it anyway. So 80 out of 100. With 80. 85. Probably some of these are not in order. 85. Blood on in the Wharton Woods by Stephen Collier. This is a novella book, kind of short story, but novella length. Pretty good. Really enjoyed the novel about World War II and another vision on the warriors that fought and not the politics. Different setting. So, top 30 books. Number 30. The Mad Trinkets by Cameron Kirk. I really enjoyed this book. It's a grimdark fantasy novel, and I really enjoyed this book as a fantasy, which I'm not reading that much. I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed so much that I bought another book by him. Number 29, The Dagoba's Revenge by Mike Brooks. I really enjoyed this small novella set in Warhammer 40k regarding the goblins and their struggle, to survive in the orc culture. Very cool. 28, Day of Ascension by Andrei Chavakovsky, an hardcover edition of the book, and I really enjoyed this. This is a Gene Stealer cult setting in a world. As they develop and we get to know more about them, how they live, how they survive, and how they undermine the planet to be, to be invaded by the Tyranids, and the ending was quite good. It really made me think about that part. 27. Tim Curran, Clownflesh, and an horror book about some kind of beings that appear out of nowhere in the storm winter night with snow everywhere, and these monsters are hunting humans, and it's very cool, very grim, very dark stuff. I really enjoyed this one. 26. The Summoning of the Old Gods by Jeffrey Thomas, another one of Jeffrey's, and this was my favorite so far. I really enjoyed this, set in punk town, and it's so good. I really want some other stuff that he does being, well, like this. 25 slash Fiverr. This is a book written by two authors, and it tells with the post-apocalyptic world today. Post-apocalyptic, where people are doing some kind of games that, just to earn money, to earn stuff, and it's very cool, very dark stuff, some kind of social commentary as well. I really enjoy the characters. You don't seem to be rooting for some bad guys. It's very cool. 24. Strange Houses by Ukatsu. I really enjoy this novel. This novel took me by, by storm. It's a very fast-paced novel with a lot of drawings about the house and how the strangeness of the house make everyone weird. Probably my complaint was how the ending was handled. It was told that something happened instead of we showing or we seeing, we discovering. No, it's just told. It's like this. This happens. Next, City of Hunger. This is number 23. John Hatton, the second novel here by John Hatton, and this one was pretty good. It's about two people who appear in a rural town, and something strange is happening there, and they must explore. And it's the city was burned out, and they are trying to survive there. It's so good, this one. I really enjoyed this one. 22. First book in the series, The Samurai Die. This book, the beginning, I thought, okay, I'm not going to enjoy this, but then it jumped a lot. It really became fast-paced and very, very good. I really enjoyed this. I bought the two next books. I thought that was a trilogy, but there is another one being released, or was released like a couple of days ago. 21. Un brinde à morte. This is the sparkling water, I believe. No, Cyanide by Agatha Christie. This is not a Poirot novel. This is like a solo novel, and I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed this book. The story is well told, and the mystery is so good. We are introduced to the characters so good. Really enjoyed this one. My first Goldsboro book that I've read, A Reluctant Spy by David Goodwin. This one is pretty good. I thought that I was not going to enjoy. I didn't read that many spy thrillers, but this one really brought the tension up and made things different from other spy thrillers that I've read. I did read, but sporadically, but this one, it's a reluctant spy, because these people think that he's a spy, but he isn't like a spy, so it's very good. Number 19, Conan the Barbarian. I didn't expect to enjoy this book as much as I've enjoyed and I really love this. This is an adaptation of the movie, but it was so well done. Really love it. Sorry if I'm talking a bit lower because people are sleeping, so I have to bring down a notch. This one was the most dark book I've read this year. Raised by a Killer for age 4. This is told in the perspective of a child and how she's surviving being raised by her father, which is a killer and a psycho one. So pretty good. There are 10 books on the series. Another John Hutton book, Do Not Disturb. This is a part 1 of a trilogy. In the beginning there was only this, but it was so well received and he made 2 more books, and I really love this one. This one is set in a motel, and there appear some clowns, Tim Curran before, and they are killing people, and then some of the people there are trying to survive. There are some memorable graphic scenes, very disturbing. Really love it. Shadow on the Wall by Jonathan Aycliffe. Jonathan Aycliffe is one of my favorite horror writers. He writes gothic stuff, really slow, slow burning books. I really love this one. It's about it's told like, I don't know, 100 years ago, and some people are trying to uncover what is happening in this chapel. So good. I really enjoyed this one. Storm of Iron, Graham McNeil, and one of my favorite books in the Warhammer world that I've read in the last few years. I rated 89 out of 100, just so you know, so it's 5 stars almost. And this one is set about the Iron Warriors are invading, and we see how they behave as Iron Warriors. It's so good to see them. This is the first story told in their perspective. This was written like 20 years ago, and I really, really love it. Honso is a handsome character, and I want to read more. The first book, and not the last, about Edmund Cooper. This is All Fool's Days. It's about the world. Well, something happened, and people are starting dying, and so we follow a guy who is trying to survive in a world destroyed and so on. It's very, very good. Edmund Cooper, the 2 books I read, both are in top 20, and this one got 89 out of 100, almost 20, then 90. Then we've got, this one is first, The Enceladus Mission by Brandon K. Morris, one of the best sci-fis I read this year, and it's a sci-fi story, the first one in a 5-book series in the shell world with a lot of books extra. I bought like 30 books of him, and I'm really looking forward. I really like the book, the plot, and the way it develops. I think the character work is not that good, but it's the first book probably that he wrote or something like that, so he has improved since then, I guess. I hope. Then we've got the first book in the series by Michael McBride called Contagion. This is a story about a world that is being, well, it's starting to being ravaged by a disease that behaves like a zombie kind of stuff. We follow 7 or 8 characters. This book took me a while to read because the font is so small, but this book probably would have 700 pages in another format, so I really enjoyed. The goal for next year is to read the 2 next books. Then the number 11, it's Black Tide Rising by the volume 1 by John Ringo series, but this one is the comic version of the first book, as you can see. Yeah, I really enjoy this book. and I did enjoy a lot of the series, so yeah, I'm eagerly waiting to read more about this world. Top 10. Number 10, the second Edmund Cooper book called Who Needs Man. This one is another book that there are some, if you go to Goodreads, there's some complaints about it, but it's so good. It's a book about what would happen if women become the dominant species and in society. It's so good, very small, and you can read it in a couple of days. I gave it 90. All of these are 5 stars. 19 Lumps in October by Richard Lehman, 92. This is one of my favorite Richard Lehman books, probably the second one, apart from The Woods Are Dark. Really enjoyed it. It's a beefy book, but so good, and it flows by. Really enjoyed. The main complaint of people is that the plot itself is not important. The most important is the characters, and some people don't enjoy that. 92. The Book of Zog by Alec Hudson. This is a fantasy book with some Lovecraftian stuff within, but it's not horror. This is about what happens if an elder thing, like a Cthulhu or something like that, didn't want to become evil. So he goes to a planet and people start worshipping. It's so good because he knows that he needs fear to feed, but it's so good. I really enjoyed it. Sometimes you laugh, and I really love it. Alex Hudson really did his work here. 9, 8, 7. Number 7, F. Paul Wilson, The Keep. This book is the first book in the Adversary series. I gave it a 92, just so you know, and I really love it. It focused on some Nazis that went to keep, in this case keep, and some being is there living and starts killing them. So they try to investigate with the help of a Jew, which is kinda off because, SS and Jew, they don't go along. I really love this book, and the most important, the most interesting part was the ending, because F. Paulson makes you root for the bad guys, and I'm not talking about the German Wehrmacht or the Nazis or something like that. I'm talking about the evil that is within. So good. Number 6, The Call of Cthulhu by Lovecraft. This one, it was my first intake of Lovecraftian story that I read, but this is a story by Go Tanabe. Basically, he grabbed the story and made with the manga, and it's so very beautiful. I really enjoyed so much that I bought a couple of others by him. Number 5. This is Vermis. This is the first book by Plastibou. Yeah, and it's a very interesting book about a game that doesn't exist. I really love this. You've got classes, but monsters, enemies, all in this kind of artwork. So very beautiful. I bought like several books by him as well. Number 4, I gave it 95. Psycho. This is Psycho. You can believe it. This book is the book that gave birth to the movie, most famous. So the movie is most famous than the book, but this book was so good. I really think that Robert Bloch did something so interesting here with this book. I read this in one go. The story itself is even better than the movie, to be honest. The movie is different, it's new, and I watch it after reading the book, and I really love the book. Number 3, top 3, 95, the first book in The Other by Troy Young. This was something amazing to be read. This is Lovecraftian stuff, but done right. It is a pastiche, if you want to call it that. It's about a group of investigators trying to thwart the plans of these old ones that are appearing there. But as they thwart these plans, it's the only way, because when you go into contact of old one, you become crazy, or well, crazy mentally and physically and so on. So the only way to stop that is to continue to investigate more. And so he introduces 3 characters, or 4 I guess, and none of them are safe. You think, okay, this is the main character, and that person dies. It's after a couple of, well, 100 pages or so, or 2 or 3 stories. It's so good. I really love this, and I want to read 2 more, because this is a trilogy. Book number 2, my second favorite book of the year, Never Die. This is Never Die by Rob Gies. This is Samurai Wuxia, I don't know if that's what you call it, inspired book. This is the broken binding edition. It's very beautiful. I really love the book. The pace, how the story progressed, how the story evolved, how the characters were introduced, so good. And none are safe. That's one of my favorite parts of all reading a book. It's knowing, okay, this character is not going to die because it's the main character. No. Here they may die. And the ending was something amazing. Really love it. And 96. So and the top book of the year. And again, this is going to my top, I don't know, my favorite books of all time. This is again Dan Abnett, Necropolis. This is a book about the Gaunt Ghosts trying to survive in the world being invaded by chaos, and how can he do this? This is epic fantasy level in short format. Every chapter is a group of characters that you follow, you root for them, you cry, you laugh, and you know that something is going to happen. None is safe, none are. It's so good. I really love all of this book from beginning to end. It's amazing. Highly advisable to anyone that wants to pick up a book by Dan Abnett. Although this is not the first book on the series, you can, I guess, read it independently, although I would say that First and Only Ghostmaker should be read before. Next year I'm going to read more by him. So all of these are my top 10 or top 20, top 150. I did read other books, but they were audiobooks, so I don't have it here to show you. And they are really, none of them are really top, or like top 50 or something like that. If it was, I would buy the book, because I really love the book format. I am currently reading 2 books this month, and if they became, they will enter next year. So, but they are The Auctioneer and a short story collection by Tim Curran, which is Alien Horrors 2. I don't think they will enter like a top book, the top 20 or something like that, but if it happens, I will make another video by it. So yeah, these were the books I read. Yeah, this is going a long way. Another 20 minutes, so 1 hour out of me talking books. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Happy holidays or happy Christmas, and have a good year. Thank you.